19er, taxi Alpha.
10 Alpha, copy.
N1 ground, November 193 Charlie Alpha with information Golf request taxi for departure.
RB8 Victor Alpha behind the Cessna, continue taxiing.
That me?
Do taxiing after the Cessna 8 Victor Alpha.
273 Charlie Alpha, N1 ground, runway 19er, taxi V Alpha.
Taxi V Alpha, runway 19, November Charlie Alpha.
Very good. Yeah, this throttle is a little bit, it's jumpy around the fat. You can feel it kind of, it takes a little bit of extra pressure and then it jumps way up. So it's, yeah, that's the way this one is.
It feels a bit rougher as well. Can feel it shaking in the rudders.
Yes, yeah. Every airplane is different.
Money ground, MSR 431 to the Papa of Clipper active rope runway 19 at Delta 6 SoCal.
431 Juliet Papa, Money ground, taxi SoCal V Alpha, good day.
Alpha, SoCal, good day, 1 Juliet Papa.
Okay, so wherever he stops, we'll go this side of him? That black and white one?
Yep, well, if he it depends on how much room they give us.
We might have to just wait here.
Yeah, or...
Oh, he's going to stop just there, is he?
I hope not.
Well, we'll stop a bit back then.
Well, we might be able to sneak in on the left side and then go, yeah, so go ahead.
Go in between the two?
Yes, and then we'll swing around to the right. We'll see, yeah, that's weird that he's stopping right there.
I can't remember which way we need to face, is it?
Yeah, face the runway, yeah, so.
Do I have to be before that yellow box ends?
Yes.
Okay.
But you can taxi beyond it and then just make it to maneuver.
Oh, and then come round.
Yeah. Yes.
That way.
He's checking his text messages on his phone.
Wonderful.
Yeah. And just kind of hang out on the right side here, give them some room to turn if they need to.
Just here?
Yeah, right here, perfect. That'll work.
Except fuel, back to the right. Right instruments. Still. Oh, is that high or low? That's low, isn't it?
That's low, yeah. I think the green begins at 160, I think, on the temperature. So yeah,
We'll be there once I've...
Yep, we're fine.
So, alternate air. That looks fine to me. Oil temperature greater than 100 degrees. This is fuel pump on. Mixture rich. Oil pressure there, but...
Yep, drops a little low, and when the oil gets really hot, it does that. But see, you brought it back up, and it stays in the green. So at idle or at 1,000 RPM, it might be in the yellow a little bit. That's normal. As long as it's green during the run-up itself, then you're good.
Okay. That's not RPM. Lean back to... fuel pump off. Light controls. Okay, autopilot.
Okay, so autopilot. Here's your autopilot control panel right here. Basically all your normal, modes, heading, approach, nav, altitude. That's what you were talking about, that flight level change button, which basically holds an airspeed in a climb or a descent versus a vertical speed. And then here's how you want to, if you want to increase or decrease that, you just hit nose up or nose down. It works both for climb or descent. Okay, so the way we test it is basically, so FD is flight director. So if I hit this button, it'll bring up a flight director, and the basic, your autopilot annunciator panel is up top here. So basically, if all you did was hit flight director, it's going to revert to roll mode and pitch mode. So it's just holding whatever attitude you've got right now. That's it. So then to test, so we want to go to heading mode. So I hit heading, and now it's telling me I'm in heading mode, and it's following the heading bug. So the heading bug is off to the left, and the flight director is commanding a turn left.
Okay.
So you just swing the heading bug back to the right, and make sure the flight director goes back to the right.
Okay.
So notice nothing's happening with the stick, because the autopilot is not engaged. In order to engage the autopilot, you have to hit AP. So you set up the modes that you want with the flight director, and then you engage the autopilot. Now AP is shown up here, and the stick is moving on its own to bank to follow the command bars. And if we swing it back to the left, the stick should follow the flight director and move to the left. The control servos are good. That's a good test. Now we're going to hit the red button here. Go ahead and hit that button. Disconnects the autopilot. You get the oral warning. If you hit that red button again, well, I think if you double click it, it'll silence that warning. So let's see. I have the autopilot engaged. I double click it, I don't hear the horn.
Okay.
Right. So if it disconnects, or if you bump it and hit it one time, you'll hear the horn saying, "Hey, you've disconnected the autopilot."
And do you just hit it once again to reconnect it, or do you have to hit?
You have to hit that button. Yep.
Okay.
If you hit it now, it's not going to do anything.
Okay.
And then to get rid of the flight director, you just hit FD again, and now we're back to normal.
N193 ground.
So that's your autopilot test.
19er at Delta, request taxi back to 19er.
GPS,
This is
MSD,
Andrew
flight
for Victor,
plan.
I'm 1 ground on A19er, taxi Alpha.
19er Alpha, 734.
So the only thing we could do right now is put Chino in. We're going to go to our normal practice area, and then we're just going to go to Chino. So what we can do is, if you just want to go, this is the basic feature of the GPS. If you want to go direct to somewhere, you hit this button, which is the direct button. So go ahead and hit that button. Brings up this page. so here is where we're going to type in the 4-letter identifier for Chino. And the way we do that is to move these knobs. The little knob, the outer knob, changes each individual digit. And then to move the cursor, you use the big knob, the outer knob. So we got to put in the 4-letter ICAO. So it starts with the K out here in the States. And then so I want you to go ahead and put in CNO, Charlie November Oscar, for Chino. And then hit enter twice. 1, 2. And now it draws a nice pretty line. If I zoom out, I can see it's taking us from here directly to Chino. And then on the tops of each display panel, you've got different information about where the GPS is taking you. So up here, it's telling me we're going direct Chino.
Okay.
So there's 20.9 nautical miles and the bearing is 097. Up here you've got your current ground speed, our current track, which is our course, basically, over the ground. And this is your desired track.
Okay.
Based on whatever you've told the GPS that you want to do.
Okay.
And then your ETE is based on distance and your current ground speed, which is 0, so it's not showing anything.
Okay. So what is the frequency for Chino?
I honestly don't remember. I'd have to look up the charts. But so for now, you can bring the tower frequency into the active on COM 1, which is 121.2. You can throw the practice area frequency, 123.3, in standby COM 1. Right there. 123.3. Okay, and then moving on down, I don't remember what the ATIS is. Here, let me pull up my chart. Okay.
There's ATIS is
125.85, which is already in there. That's cool. And then there.
1185.
That is correct. 118.5. Very good.
Okay, transponder is currently set to 5203, so I just put that back to VFR.
Correct.
This is 793, turn left Delta, contact ground 125.9er.
703.
Okay,
This is
now we need to
34
do the
Victor
doors.
runway, 19er, close to the option.
19er, careful option, triple Victor.
Excellent.
Almonte Tower, RV238 Victor Alpha, holding short runway 19.
For takeoff, doors and windows closed and latched. Landing
Downwind departure.
Enunciated.
RV238 Victor Alpha, El Monte Tower, runway 19er, clear for takeoff, verify left or right downwind.
Set, flaps.
Right downwind departure, 8 Victor Alpha.
Number 8 Victor Alpha, roger.
Takeoff. Trim. Do takeoff. Fuel pump goes back on. Not yet. Still go for 59 with the full, or do we?
Yeah, I mean, maybe a couple knots faster, 60, 61, something like that.
Okay, so now I just switch. So I'm already on tower.
Correct.
And I just need to tell him that I'm ready for departure, but
Yep.
I'll pull up there first.
Okay, and we'll be requesting a right downwind departure.
A right downwind departure. Almonte Tower, November 193 Charlie Alpha, ready for takeoff, request right downwind departure.
Diamond Star 193 Charlie Alpha, Monte Tower, standby landing traffic.